And let's talk about the newest show that's coming out and like the worst people that we know in the DC universe, Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos.
I'm interested to know, as someone who's new to this entire world, what was your take on Creature Commandos? What did you think it was about?
I knew kind of the general premise of the show, which is, a ragtag group of misfit monsters come together to save the day, hopefully. And I knew it was sort of related to Suicide Squad, but I mean, beyond that, it was all new to me.
What in the holy hell?
This is the Belle Reve Non-Human Interment Division. For over 50 years, only those at the uppermost levels of security clearance are aware of its existence.
I've never heard of these characters before. And
Most people
Coy,
haven't.
I mean, right, Coy, I mean, that's where I turn to you as the comic expert. Should we know who these people are?
So there are comic runs of them adjacent, but this is definitely a different canon. Like there is a run from Grant Morrison that features Frankenstein that actually inspired Peacemaker and some of the villainous choices that were chosen in Peacemaker. There's a great Jeff Lemire run that has Frankenstein with some of these members, but even that's a different canon.
And it's totally different than what we've read. For the people who have read the comics, this is its own thing. There are only two things that you really need to watch or know. And even then, they explain it in the first 10 minutes.
Right.
That's the Suicide Squad and the Peacemaker series, which are both you can stream on Max.
There isn't a canon. Like, you don't have to have read anything to get all the enjoyment of it. And that feels like the format they're going for is, let's take these completely obscure characters, make them approachable, but tell the craziest story possible.
Right. I mean, is that kind of what you think James Gunn's, vision for the future of this universe is going to look like?
Absolutely. And it's why I have been singing James Gunn's praises for Mountaintops forever. I think that he understands how to make comic book content cinematic and interesting and fun, but still give it the gravity of these situations. These are like world-ending situations.
Yeah.
And his style is all over it, right? The fight scenes are so cool. And the sound design, the music was so cinematic that it just bleeds James Gunn.
Right.
And it's why everybody was like, he is going to be incredible. Every project he puts in is going to be amazing. And I think we kind of see that now. Coy, you have to tell us what the difference between Task Force X and Task Force M is. You have to tell the class.
That's actually a new canon to this story. Okay. So it's had a few variations in there, but the whole idea is to use monsters because that's fodder. It's collateral damage. So in this story, they're basically making it so Waller got a slap in the wrist so she can't use humans anymore, so they use monsters. And that is historically what the comics have done, whether it's in World War I with some of the characters we meet, whether it's experiments going into the future. And I think it's a really genius way to kick off something as broad as the DCU. If you start this weird, how crazy can it go?
I know you all aren't exactly enthusiastic about this mission, but...
General, I believe you've read us wrong. We're delighted to be here and delighted to serve our country.
Okay. Great.
So let's dive into these first two episodes, which are now available to stream on Max. I know sort of who Amanda Waller is, played by Viola Davis, great actress.
Yeah.
I love actresses. But so she's gathering together this group of misfits that include, a guy who's on fire, Frankenstein. I mean, what is her end game? What's her goal? That I don't know.
So that's the thing. Amanda Waller is messy, right?
Yeah,
And she kind of hides behind this whole thought of, I'm doing this for the greater good.